Hi everyone, welcome to Adventures with Raven and Rowley. I'm Raven and this is Rowley. For the past 11 weeks we've been living full-time in our cargo 6x12 converted cargo trailer. I'm still working on it while living in it. Rowley watches out for me, he protects me, you know, that kind of good stuff. For the previous 5 years, we've lived in an RV full-time, a Class A and then a fifth wheel. Now we're living in a cargo trailer. Last week I talked about our birthdays, which was fun. This week I'll show you how I move my cargo trailer. If you're curious, please join us on this journey and continue to watch. I moved my trailer on Friday, and then I moved it again on Saturday. The thinking on the Friday move was that I stood on the edge of the plateau, and you could see me for half a mile, like I was a lighthouse on the edge of the cliff or something, you know? And I figured it was just a bit much, okay? Since it was the only one on this plateau, I figured I needed to be a little bit more discreet, you know, at least not so obvious on the edge of the plateau. I drove around the area and looked at 3 other locations and decided that which one was most difficult to see from the road. It was not so obvious from the road. Okay. It's 5:49. Today is moving day, so I have to move all of this stuff and pack it away. So that I can move. I have to fill this up with water because the water outside is too heavy to move. Otherwise, this has to go on the floor. Somewhere secure so that the water I don't lose whatever water's in there. And I don't know if I'm going to make up the bed tonight. I might put the solar panels on top of that, but I'm thinking I could fit them in the car. So all of this stuff has to be put away. Let's see how long it takes, okay? Okay, it's 6:04. It took all of 15 minutes to kind of pack up everything, lock up all of the cabinets. Oops, didn't lock that one. I have to move all of this stuff. It's really not that much, but that's what I gotta do. Disconnect the solar panels, pile them in the car, disconnect the tires on both sides, and this water is just too heavy for me to lift. So I'm going to put as much as I can into the swamp cooler out of each of them. It's getting really overcast. Looks like it's going to try and rain. I hope it doesn't rain until I get over there and get everything set up. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take those wires that are sticking out the side over here. These wires. And I got to pull them in from the inside. Let me show you the hole. You see over here, all the wires are going out through this hole. Oops. All the wires are going out through this hole, out the side, and it comes out here and there. Okay, so I'm going to pull them in. We're as close as I can get. I mean, they have ends on them, you know, so they can't go in but so far. Okay, so you see all the wires are now inside, and these are just sticking out just a little bit. Let me see if I can see the damn thing. There it is. See, that's just sticking out just a little bit out of the edge. Okay. Here comes the hard part. I gotta connect that hitch. On the back of the trailer, I have a black line, center, right over the hitch. Everything is right in line. On the back of the car, this is also to help me line up everything. I have duct tape, which I need to replace soon. So I line this up with that black spot, and as long as I don't know where it lines up on the windows to tell me how far back I'm going, but it gets me to the hitch and the ball in line, in, you know, with the hitch. So what I usually end up doing is back up to this thing down here, and then I pull forward to try and get the ball underneath there. And I usually make 5, 6, 7 tries. Just a slight bit off this way, and I think it's just a slight bit off that way. Let's see what we can do. My error was in misjudging the weather and the desert. It was a beautiful day, Friday. It was cooler than usual, but overcast, so it was really kind of nice, you know. The evening brought rain, though. A lot of rain. heavy rain and heavy winds. I started getting flash flood warnings. I realized that I was way too close to the edge of the ravine. The back end of the cargo trailer was only 15 paces away from the edge. Now, I have 3 phones. I use 2 of them for internet and one of them, as a hotspot, and the other one for calls, okay? I was getting flash flood warnings on all of them, and every one of them was a little bit later than the last one, so it was like a continuous flash flood warning signal. Which will drive you crazy, let me tell you. It was too dark and too wet and way too windy to try and hitch up this cargo trailer and move. So I prepared to get us into the car and move if I needed to. We could drive into the middle of the plateau, and sit there and sleep in the car overnight if necessary, So I moved the car in front of the door, of the people door of the cargo trailer, just in case we had to get out, get into the car, and go to the center of the plateau. So I didn't sleep well that night, Friday night. The thinking on Saturday was to get away from the edge of the ravine, just pretty much okay. I moved again. But during the move, I guess I was tired, who knows, I had removed the chucks from the wheels. And I backed up the car a little bit too fast and knocked the hitch off of the 4x4 piece of wood it was sitting on. It was instant panic and instant learning, okay? The thing I learned instantly was don't move the trucks before the ball is on the hitch. So by knocking it off of the 4x4 piece of wood, that put the hitch ball higher than the hitch. I panicked for about a half a second when I remembered that they make those hitches to sit on the ground, to sit on the dirt. So it probably can be wound up higher than the ball. So I cranked it up and got it just above the ball before it stopped, and I couldn't crank it any further. I think I would have had to deflate the tire somewhat if I couldn't have gotten it higher than the ball, Fortunately, I didn't have to do that, but I thought about that. I got the trailer to a new spot. But then the next day, Sunday, I thought maybe I'm still too close to the ravine. I'm more than 15 paces away. The ravine here is a lot deeper. So I figured it isn't as likely to flood as the place where I was before. But I haven't got this real urge to move like I did Friday night and Saturday morning, like I have to get out of here. My stomach was knotted up, get moving, It was almost before the sun came up that I was outside. Well, it was before the sun came up, but it was before the sun came enough for it to be bright outside. And I was outside moving stuff, getting ready for the move on Saturday morning, But I haven't had the urge to move from this spot, so I don't think I'm too close to the ravine. So I just kind of left it that way, I figured next time I move, I just will park closer to the middle of the plateau. And if they can see me like a lighthouse, they'll see me like a lighthouse. And that's the way it goes. So, you live and learn. You live and learn. Every day is a lesson out here in the desert, Every day. Anyway, The Rowley report. I guess he's tired out now. He's been playing with it for about an hour. Poor bottle is all squashed. I found there's a hole in the bottom. I can put a new bottle in. Got to keep the top though, because it's got a squeaky thing attached to it. We were sitting outside Tuesday morning around 5 o'clock. It was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I was sitting in the shade and Rowley started barking. Usually when he barks, I mean every time when he barks, I look up to see if anything is moving, what's going on here, you know, or the coyote's out, what's up, is there a turtle walking across the road, you know, anything. There was nothing, absolutely nothing that I could see. Now he was sitting right next to me and barking, okay? There were no people around, no nothing, no animals, no nothing was going by, not even birds was nearby, you know? He was barking. He wasn't excited in any way. He was just sitting next to me barking. He was very calm. Rowley was very calm, but he was barking. I thought maybe he's singing the morning in or something. Maybe he's singing, you know. He sounded like he might be singing or maybe talking. You know, it wasn't excitable, it wasn't anything, he was just barking. Then I thought, well, maybe he's praying, you know, who knows? His bark wasn't excitable, it wasn't aggressive, he didn't get up and move, he was just sitting, barking. Just a kind of quiet kind of bark. I don't know how a bark could be quiet, but it was a kind of quiet bark. So I let him bark, you know, figured, there's nobody out here but me and him. Nobody is going to complain. Nobody is going to say anything. Maybe he was barking because he could, you know. It was kind of strange. I've never seen him do that before. So I let him bark, as I said, until he stopped. And he barked for about a half an hour. And then he just laid his head down quietly and went to sleep. He's a good dog. Rowley is a really good dog. You know, it's strange but good. Okay? I guess we all should bark every now and then just because we can, you know? So, anyway, thanks for watching and thanks for your support. See you next Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Take care of you and yours and blessed be. Right, Rowley? Right, boy? That's my good boy.